and all the other scriptures I've given you. The innocence of the Christ. Matthew 27:11, he says, crucified as a king. Crucified as a king. Verse 17 also. Crucified as a king. Darkness befalls the earth. This is why all this is happening now. The story of redemption, that Jesus came and died for you. And the Lord saying, he brought light. John chapter 1, he brought light to the world. This is all that you see happening. It all points at the mission of the Christ, the redemption. And I'm going to come down to the timeline, the end, when it's near now. When that story of redemption of the church is about to come to conclusion, so he can be able to bring judgment for another piece of redemption called deliverance, deliver the earth. So very serious. He paid an unbelievable price. The judgment of God is inescapable. So all this is clear. Absolutely clear. God could have chosen to follow the way of Sodom, drop the fire, and obliterate them all. In any case, Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. God could have chosen the way of Noah's flood, obliterate and kill all. God's exacting law, the wages of sin is death. But he chose to bring the Messiah. That is all you are seeing. That is the story you are seeing in the visitation. And because he came, he is now coming back to finish the mission. Heaven was shut on him. God separated from Christ, shut the darkness. God smacked him in the darkness. He went down to hell for us all. God's just judgment was placed on an innocent lamb. Sorrow gripped him. Jesus carrying the sin of us all. Jesus bearing the wrath of God, God's wrath. Jesus felt death. This is the story. I know that he's talking about my mission to you, the generation, but the mission we have brought is the coming of the Messiah, the completion of redemption. So, it's about the duty Jesus came to perform, to destroy the works of the devil, to seek the lost sheep, to reveal God the Father to the lost children of God, to establish a people unto our God. This is all you are seeing happening, Boa Vista, Yomasukru. It's about revealing God is coming. The Messiah came. He brought redemption. He did a redemption program of God. It's time now to prepare to enter heaven. That's why he came. To establish a people unto our God. It's not a cinema. This is how he's preparing the way. To establish the glorious kingdom of God. Reveal God to you. Someone saying, I'll stand here and speak to God. It's very serious. And God answers. Restore all creation back to God's original plan. Worshipping him. Honoring him, the creator. Very, very serious. And those who accept his sacrifice of substitute death, then he redeems them. That is what the whole story of this visitation is. The rapture is coming. And he's talking about the 49 weeks. The 49 weeks of Daniel. God designated 49 plan, 49 year, 490 year plan for the redemption of Israel and hence mankind. In there, the church, the moment of the church is defined. It culminates with 7 years. 7 years of Israel's encounter with the Antichrist. And you can tell, okay, I know a lot of people, when they hear me on air, they really send a lot of emails and texts from my phone. I've requested you, please. I am available, I'm willing, I always attend to your prayer requests. Just give me this moment for a moment. He says God designated 490 years A 490-year plan for the redemption of Israel. And you see the church in there. You see that the church falls in there because he prepared 7 years for Israel to have an encounter with the Antichrist. You all remember Zechariah 11. I've taught it again and again. When he says they reject the good shepherd and the wicked shepherd comes. In the book of John, if you read, I think it's chapter 5:43 or something, when you need to check that, when he says that I have come in the name of God, the name of the Lord, God the Father, and you've rejected me. But now one will come in his own name and you receive him. This is the entire story. The Lord is alerting you that these 7 years are near. That's why Boa Vista, that kind of very set, accurate fulfillment of my words can take place in the eyes of Global TV. Rejecting God's servant, now they accept the wicked servant. And the Lord is simply saying that the culmination to bring an end to transgression, put an end to the rebellion of Israel. Soon he wants to take the church so he can embark. You can see your news now. When you translate all this very accurate, let me talk to the Father. And the Father answered. And going on TV and telling them that let nobody miss this. Come there will be a big event. Pastors have asked me to open heaven. Meaning when I say it, it will happen. That man is sure of his relationship with God. It's about Christ exalted, blessed people. It's about bringing in everlasting righteousness. Find iniquity in him. Any lie. Oppressed, blessed people. Abused. Afflicted. So the Lord is saying very clearly here that when you see that happening in Boa Vista, it's a call that Jesus has died, a substitute death. Take him, he's soon coming for the church. When somebody like me arrives and does that kind of thing you see happening in Masukru and now Boa Vista, accurate. Every word is obeyed by heaven, obeyed by the Lord himself. He said, no, he has died for you. Accept the substitute death. Because you need a perfect righteousness of his innocence. Perfect righteousness to enter heaven. That God has brought his sinlessness and put in you. The imagery of innocence, the innocence of Christ. It's a very serious thing, blessed people, that the Lord is saying here. He's saying that at this time, the light of Christ can be seen in that visitation. And that the Christians, when you watch that, you must now walk in light. There is a contact with heaven here in a very apostate generation. You must be conscious to sin, consciousness to sin. Yesterday I talked about inattention to sin that I've seen all over the world, even here in other nations out there, where a woman just comes to church almost nude and sit there and lift her legs. She's almost not aware that that is sinful. No, you must now be conscious of sin, consciousness to sin, and confession of sin, and accept and receive that substitute death, the death of Jesus, propitiation, when he died on your behalf. Obedience to God, blessed people. There is much more. That's why when I hear the radio team opening it up, Joanne and her team opening it up step by step, this is tremendous. That is where the message is. The Lord is saying, we must now obey the blood, be washed by the blood, be in holiness, be in righteousness, if such a message has come. Telling them on TV that, you see, when I arrived here, the pastors asked me to open heaven. So please don't miss this. It will be a historic event. Meaning he knows that everything he says will happen. And you see the narrative of God taking me to heaven and showing me the storehouse of rain, pulling apart one of the slides, a false falls, big body of water, but when it reaches down, it's droplets of rain in the venue of the meeting. In this particular case, Ubujika, like 4 falls, 4 mouths of that falls open in heaven. And then you see, he really makes them come all the way in the integrity until they reach the venue. So really, really, the Messiah is coming, blessed people. The Lord Almighty is urging this generation to prepare. Really, we have a big meeting here, very, very urgent and very serious meeting here. But the Lord said, if you ever get time to read Revelation chapters 1 and 3, you see that the Lord is speaking on the earth, speaking about the church. He's mostly talking to the church about preparedness for God, for the coming of the Messiah. And if you see Revelation chapter 4, 1 to 11, suddenly heaven opens, and John, who is a member of the church, is caught up now, up there in heaven. And 2 Corinthians 5 verse 20, the church ambassadors now. He's coming to take the ambassadors away. And I've mentioned again and again, this is the time now for us to know that this is not our home. When such events that culminate, that point towards the end of the 69th, the 69th week ended, and there was this long suffering of God, that the 70th week is about to happen. The rapture is about to happen. Israel is all over the news now. God is about to come to redeem them. That should tell you that, Apana, this is not our home. Then we need to prepare. That level of accuracy that I heard God saying, the visitation of God the Father, that tomorrow when I come there, I will speak to God, coming with a Juala. Joanne and her team have not even reached the point of Juala, that manner of Old Testament conversation. When the prophets were they were communicating with the people, but we communicated by action. Ezekiel was cooking in front of the people. Isaiah was walking naked. This prophet has come, and you see him walking. He's walking all over the earth unshaved. You see him coming with a Juala. These are very serious moments. If you really take time, you'll see what God is communicating. He's saying, you are now supposed to be the officials of heaven, walking here representing the kingdom. When you see that moment on, then the kingdom is there. You're about to be recalled to go back to your home. 2 Corinthians 5:20, we are Christ ambassadors. God is making his appeal through us. The way you live, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you eat, everything. That we now represent that nation, that kingdom that is heaven. And he has sent you to this land as a stranger, a sojourner, a tenant, a foreigner, a pilgrim on the way out. And also, don't forget that very lofty position you are. The authority he gives you to take the gospel, baptize the nations. And so, his authority now is given to you. You must go out and do the mission of the Christ. If I had time, I would have read the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 5. Let me see if I can read it, verse 4. Because we have a meeting running here, and the guests have arrived. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, as I finish this now. Very serious, blessed people. If you really pay attention to the program running on that radio, you cannot fail to enter heaven. You must enter heaven. 1 Thessalonians, we don't have much time now. I just need to finish up with this. Here we go now. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. It says the following. On the contrary, we speak as those approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel. We are not trying to please people, but to please God, who tests our hearts. So he's saying you are representatives of another kingdom. When you see these things happening in Boa Vista like that, accurate, someone of my nature, coming back to the church landscape, coming back to the earth, and operating very tightly with God like this, is unbelievable. You should fear, and you should understand that soon you are leaving, and you have a task. This is not your home. And he says he has given you authority to be able to execute the gospel, to do the duty, the gospel duty. The Messiah is coming. Thank you.